Good morning, guys. How are you? Sandy here. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the backstory of why things could get really ugly in the near future between Iraq and the United States, or the current administration. This man, al-Kadhimi, was the prime minister of Iraq while President Trump was serving his first term as president. Now, al-Kadhimi was Iraq's top spy. He was in charge of the national intelligence. And it is my belief that he was approved, sanctioned, and encouraged, recommended by the United States to run Iraq or to be the prime minister. Now that kind of support automatically makes you suspect for the Iraqis, who quietly, systematically got rid of him, shoved him out the back door, literally, without the United States total understanding of what was going on. And then a year later, they went without a prime minister for a long, long time, if you remember. It was over a year. And then they slid this guy in. Now, the channel didn't tell you when they slid al-Sudani in that he is a duplicate or a copy, or he was made by the maker of kings, Maliki, whom I understand most of you are not fond of. But anyway, to make a long story short, he's had a rough time, although it appears on the outside that he's been doing a great job, and that if anybody says anything about him, that it's because they want to get rid of him. Let me tell you, people, according to the backdoor news, the front door news, the side door news, this man has gone through hell after he became prime minister of Iraq. Many of the events that happened, the channel did not report because it never made mainstream news. And the channel can never, ever be sure if the backdoor news and the side door news is accurate. Now, after more than a year of not having a prime minister, al-Sudani, this man, was backdoored into the prime minister's position by this man, the president of Iraq, on October 13th, 2022. By February of 2023, there were major protests in the streets over currency rates. Al-Sudani became prime minister of Iraq in October of 2022. Now, what happened? Iran packed their bags, not everybody, just a few who were assigned to the mission, and moved over into Iraq. They got their fingers into the banking system, the finances, the oil industry, everything. The United States smacked Iraq on the hand and said, no, 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 no. Iran cannot have access to US dollars. Well, Iraq heard them, but by this time they weren't in a position to do much about it. So the United States Treasury Department said, oh, no, 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 no. This is what's going to happen. and the United States pulled the dollar out of Iraq. There was a point there where we thought the whole economy was going to collapse. But of course, that wasn't the intentions of the United States based upon their actions. It appeared that they were planning on just waking Iraq up because the spanking didn't do any good. Well, to make a long story short, you've heard everything that's been going on. So President Trump comes back into the White House, and he can't operate with Iraq after all this manipulation and under the table actions, because it says that he's not in control. And that's not going to happen. It's not going to be said that he's not in control of what's happening in Iraq. Plus, the thing that kicked the ball down, rolling down the hill on managing Iraq was the Iraqi militants, the Iran-backed militants, kept sending advanced military artillery attacking Israel. Oh my goodness. Do you know what would have happened if the United States hadn't stood between Israel and Iraq? What Israel could have possibly tried to do to Iraq, like what it did to Gaza? That was the United States, guys, that stopped Israel from jumping on, as they say in the neighborhood, from jumping on Iraq. And as a result, now as things have calmed down, they've got to go back and not only thank Iraq's hand for not controlling the militants, they must do something about it.